Summer is over and school's starting, so you're probably ready to get GenYes started at your school. To do this, visit your school's login page and use your username and password to sign in. Once logged in, visit the Classes page. Here, you should see any classes that you created during your Facilitator training webinar over the summer, or even in the last semester of last year. If you don't see any classes here, click the green New Class button in the top right. You'll want to give your class a name, like GenYes 2020-21, and then click Add Facilitators. Choose yourself, click Done, and if you don't have any student accounts created at your school, you won't be able to add any students to your class yet. But I'll show you how to create some student accounts in just a moment. Go ahead and create your class if you don't already have one. Great. Once you have a class set up on the system, you'll be able to add student tech leaders to it. Here's how we'll create student accounts. You visit the Classes page, choose People in the top right, and then New STL. This will allow you to create a student account by filling in some small amount of information about the student, their first and last name, their username, their password. The email and student ID fields are completely optional here. If you're setting up an entire class worth of students this way, you may wish to have all of their passwords follow a similar pattern. For example, their last name and then the 4 numbers of their birth year. Once you've filled out all of this information, go ahead and click Create. Once a student's account has been created, they will be unable to log into the school until you have entered that student in a class. So make sure to enroll your students. All you need to do is click on the class card located on your classes page, then choose Edit Class in the top right, then click Add STLs. This will bring up the names of any student tech leaders at your school not currently enrolled in your class. You can select their names, then hit Done, then update your class, and now these students will be able to log in. Once you have your class and your student tech leaders accounts out of the way, I recommend clicking on Learn to access the GenYes curriculum. You might want to check out Unit 1, Introduction to GenYes, and the different activities that fall inside of it. Activity 1, What is GenYes? Will explain what the GenYes program is to your student tech leaders. If your school has transitioned to online learning, make sure you inform your students of their username and password and where to go to log into this site. Once they get signed in, they'll be able to click on Learn and see the exact same content that you do in the curriculum. So it's fairly easy to point them where to go. When they click on this activity, What is GenYes? They'll see the exact same things that you see here. Read the Facilitator Preparation section by clicking Show More. This will show you information about the activity, which you might want to know ahead of time. There are considerations for the Think, Learn, and Do modules. Your first assignment to your student tech leaders might be to look at the Think module. Here, there's a short video for student tech leaders to watch and questions for them to answer. The discussion questions always come at the end of the Think module. If you have any students who know English as a second language, they can listen to these recordings to hear the Think section spoke aloud. The Learn module is up next. This is where most of the learning takes place in the curriculum modules. The Learn module can be assigned as another activity for the students. The Learn module is always presented as a slideshow, and student tech leaders can click to move to the next slide. This particular Learn module goes into what the GenYes program is about and a little bit about our organization. After they've finished, they can return to the activity and complete the Do module. The first Do module is pretty simple and pretty structured. It will ask for student tech leaders to interview staff members at your school. You may wish to sort out the means of which the student tech leaders will do these interviews ahead of time. There are only a few very simple questions listed in the Do module right here, where the student will simply ask if the adult knows anything about GenYes, and if they don't, then the student from what they learned in the Learn section should be able to explain it. Then they can ask whether there's something that the adult would like help with. The purpose of this interview is to get a good idea for what sorts of things teachers at your school might want student tech leaders to assist them with. You might turn it into more of a survey where the students send out a Google form or email these questions to teachers, or you could have students actually set up video conferences with teachers to ask these questions and make it more of a back and forth conversation. It depends on what technology you have available. Advice and information about what technologies to use should be in the facilitator preparation section for every activity. Just be prepared to give your students a little bit of additional instruction about how you would like for them to complete the first due module. When you move on to the next few activities in the GenYes curriculum, be sure to read the due module and the facilitator preparation to see what the end goal of the activity is and what sort of project the students will do at the very end. Eventually, your student tech leaders will start creating taps. If you click on taps from the top blue bar, it will bring you to the tap page. Now, you can assign taps to student tech leaders, or they can start their own from their own taps page. When the students reach Activity 4, they will be walked through step by step how to create a tap. As a brief reminder to you, it's as easy as clicking the green New Tap button, entering a title, a short description about the project, choosing a class and tap type. Remember, there are 3 different types of taps: content creation, IT support, and mentoring, and entering the adult who is being helped. You'll notice that this list of staff members is unique to your school. You might only have your own name in that staff list, or there might be none, and you might see an error that says the facilitator must add staff members. This is the last thing I'll cover in this video, as it's very important for getting started with GenYes. Go ahead and click on the Classes page, then choose People and Manage Staff. This is the staff list page. It shows all of the active staff members at your school. These are the names who will show up when your student tech leaders go to create their very first tap. You should make sure that it is up to date. You can add new staff members by clicking the green New Staff button in the top right. Type the name of a teacher, and then submit. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have any further questions or need help getting started, feel free to send an email to victoria@yesk12.org.